Good morning, students. Today we are going to revise chapter 3, that is elements, compounds and mixtures, in which we are going to first see the classification of matter, the chart of classification of matter, and then we will go and revise. We will move towards the point separating insoluble solids from liquids, in which again we are going to revise about the sedimentation and decantation, loading, centrifugation and filtration. Okay, so let's begin the class. So now if you can see here on the screen that matter is divided into physical and chemical properties. So physically, what do you mean by physical properties? So classification of matter, physical classification and chemical classification. First of all, just see that what do you mean by physical properties. So the properties of matter which can be observed without changing its composition or constitution under specific condition are called physical properties. Like for example, color, density, its boiling point, melting point, then hardness, malleability, ductility, conductivity, and etc. These are the physical properties where without changing its composition, the properties of matter which can be observed without changing its composition under specific condition are called physical properties. Now what about chemical properties? And what about chemical properties? So all those properties of matter which can be determined when it undergoes a change in composition or constitution either alone or by interaction with other substances are called chemical properties. For example, when a piece of sodium metal is dropped into a beaker containing water, a vigorous reaction takes place, as a result of which sodium hydroxide and hydrogen are formed. This sodium metal can be recognized by its chemical reaction with water. So this is all about the physical and chemical properties. Now physical classification of matter is divided into three states, that is solid, liquid and gaseous state. Then about chemical, what about chemical classification? So chemically it is divided into pure substances and impure substances. Impure substances means mixture. So matter can be classified into mixture and pure substances. A mixture consists of several substances, each of which can be recognized by its properties. So there are two types of mixture: homogeneous, consisting of same kind of matter or uniform compositions properties throughout, and heterogeneous, that is made up of different kinds of matter possessing different composition properties. So both types of mixture can be separated into their components, pure substance, by mechanical and physical method. And what about pure substances? Pure substance is a type of matter which have same composition and properties. Pure substances are divided into elements and compounds. And elements is further divided into metals, non-metals and metalloids. These you have studied in your previous class also, and in this session also we have discussed this chapter. So this is all about the chart, matter, classification of matter. Now we will move to our next point, that is separating insoluble solids from liquids. Now let's see the three processes of separating insoluble solids from liquid, that is sedimentation, decantation and filtration. Sedimentation is what? The process of settling down the suspended particles, that is sand particles, at the bottom and a clear layer of water remain on the top. This is the process of sedimentation. So we allow the muddy particles, sand particles, to settle at the bottom of the beaker, and this process is called sedimentation. Then decantation means what? When we transfer the clear liquid. Means sedimentation and decantation are the one process only. Means after sedimentation we can do decantation. So after settling down the sand particles, the clear layer of liquid is obtained. Then this clear liquid, we transfer this clear upper layer of water carefully to the another beaker, and then we get what? We get clear water in the other beaker and the sand particles, the settled sand particles in the other beaker. So the clear water, so this process, this whole process of getting this clear water is called decantation. So this sedimentation means what? The settling down of sand particles or the muddy particles in the water is called sedimentation, and the transfer of the clear liquid to the other beaker is called decantation. Okay, now as you can see the filtration here. So this filtration, this is a method where see, this is a process of separating insoluble solid that is present as small particles from a liquid by passing them through a filter. So the purpose of filtration is to separate the insoluble materials which cannot be separated by decantation. So the insoluble materials which do not settle down even when kept undisturbed for long periods from the solution. Filtration is carried out with the help of a funnel and a filter paper. The whole setup you can see on the screen, and in book also it is given. So this is all about sedimentation, decantation and filtration. Now we will discuss about centrifugation. So centrifugation is what? Sometimes the solid particles in a liquid are very small and pass through a filter paper. Such particles cannot be separated by the filtration technique. So these mixtures are separated by centrifugation, by the process of centrifugation. So this principle is that the denser particles are forced to the bottom and the lighter particles stay at the top when spun rapidly. A device, you can see the device here, is used to separate liquids from solids by spinning, and we call that device centrifuge. You can see the device here. And for example, if the example is what? Separation of cream from milk is a fine example of centrifugation. You can get full cream, toned and double toned varieties of milk in the market. These varieties contain different amount of cream in milk. If you have a milk dairy nearby, visit it and ask how they separate cream from milk. The process of centrifugation is used in dairies to separate cream from milk. So this is the process of centrifugation. Now revise the chapter. We will again discuss this chapter. We will revise the chapter. The left topics we will discuss. Till then you revise on your own. Thank you.